The morning of June 15th, 2157, started like any other day at NASA's Solar Observation Center in Houston. Dr. Rachel Martinez was sipping her third cup of coffee when the first anomaly appeared on her holographic display. At first, she assumed it was a glitch in the system. A massive shadow shouldn't be able to stretch across 3 solar quadrants like that. "Hey, Chuck," she called out to her colleague, keeping her voice steady despite the growing unease in her gut. "Can you verify something for me?" Charles Weber, resident skeptic and senior solar physicist, wheeled his chair over. His usual smirk vanished as soon as he saw the readings. That's impossible. The sun's output is dropping by 0.3% every hour. Within 20 minutes, every major observatory on and off Earth confirmed the same thing. Something was feeding on their sun. The entity, if you could call it that, existed in dimensions that made human brains itch just trying to comprehend it. It twisted through space like a cosmic tapeworm, its surface rippling with colors that shouldn't exist. Major Jessica Thompson was eating a breakfast burrito in the Pentagon's cafeteria when the emergency alert hit her neural implant. Unlike her panicking colleagues, she finished her breakfast with methodical precision. 10 years in the Marine Corps Special Operations had taught her that facing cosmic horrors on an empty stomach was just asking for trouble. "Ladies and gentlemen," she addressed the hastily assembled UN Security Council 3 hours later, her boots leaving muddy prints on their pristine conference table. "While you've been debating evacuation protocols, I've been making calls. Ever wonder why humans are the only species in the known universe who actively seek out ways to weaponize absolutely everything?" The Chinese ambassador raised an eyebrow. "Major Thompson, this is hardly the time for..." "Wrong." She slammed down a tablet containing what looked like a mix between a military proposal and a late-night comedy sketch. "This is exactly the time. Every other species evolved using logic and reason. But us, we looked at coffee beans and thought, hey, let's drink that. We saw electrons and decided to make them dance for our entertainment. We invented social media, for crying out loud. We're clearly operating on a different wavelength of crazy." The tablet displayed her proposal, the Flexible Unorthodox Kinetic Offensive Force, FUKOFF. It was simultaneously the most ridiculous and most brilliant defense initiative ever conceived. "Consider this," Thompson continued, pacing now. "Every cosmic horror we've encountered operates on rules. Twisted, reality-bending rules, but rules nonetheless. But humans, we're the species that invented abstract memes. We made planking a thing. We rickrolled the entire planet for decades. We're unpredictable in ways that make cosmic entities nervous." The Russian representative leaned forward. "You're suggesting we fight an elder god with memes. I'm suggesting we fight it with everything that makes us human. Our chaos, our creativity, our completely illogical ability to look at world-ending threats and respond with jokes. We're the species that named one of our most sophisticated space telescopes after a dog's eye color. We're the civilization that responded to the threat of nuclear war by inventing dozens of new ice cream flavors. We're humanity. We don't make sense. And that's our superpower." As if to punctuate her point, the lights flickered ominously. On every screen in the room, the solar readings grew worse. The entity had accelerated its feeding. "We have 48 hours before that thing gets to the good part of our sun," Thompson declared. "I need full authorization, a blank check, and permission to recruit the weirdest, most brilliant minds on Earth. Because let me tell you something. That cosmic horror out there, it understands terror, it understands power, but it has no idea what to do with a species that invented hot dog-flavored ice cream and considered it a good idea." The council chamber fell silent. The Secretary General looked from the catastrophic solar readings to Thompson's confident smirk. "What precisely are you planning, Major?" "Sir," she grinned, and several council members would later swear her smile had too many teeth in it, "I'm planning to show that entity why the rest of the universe finds us deeply concerning. Authorization code name: Operation Weird Flex. As she walked out of the chamber with full approval and unlimited resources, Major Thompson was already making calls. First on her list, a quantum physicist who explained string theory through interpretive dance, and a marine biologist who taught cephalopods to play practical jokes. The Fukoff was about to become humanity's first line of defense, and the universe would never be the same. Major Jessica Thompson turned the abandoned shopping mall into Earth's most unorthodox recruitment center in less than 12 hours. The food court now housed a quantum physics lab where candidates had to solve complex equations while doing stand-up comedy. The old arcade became a psychological warfare testing ground, and the Victoria's Secret had been converted into what she called the think tank of questionable ideas. "Ma'am," her assistant wheezed, running up with a tablet. "Dr. Mike Anderson is here for his interview, but he's insisting on presenting his credentials through interpretive dance." Thompson didn't even look up from her coffee. "Perfect. Send him to the Orange Julius station." Dr. Michael, Meme Lord, Anderson moonwalked into his interview while simultaneously explaining quantum entanglement through a series of increasingly elaborate TikTok transitions. His doctorate from MIT came with a special note: brilliant beyond measure, but please keep him away from particle accelerators and social media simultaneously. "So," Thompson said, watching him finish his presentation with a flawless backflip, "you're the one who proved string theory using only cat videos and double rainbow memes." The peer review was lit. Anderson grinned, now casually solving a Rubik's Cube with one hand while juggling 3 phones with the other. "Did you know you can explain quantum superposition perfectly using that meme of the confused math lady? The universe speaks in shitposts, Major. We just haven't been listening properly." Down in the repurposed aquarium store, Captain Emily Williams was teaching a group of octopi to play Texas Hold'em. Her previous assignment at the Marine Biology Institute had ended when she successfully trained dolphins to engage in psychological warfare against submarine crews by singing Baby Shark in perfect harmony. "The thing about cephalopods," she explained to Thompson while an octopus somehow managed a royal flush, "is that they understand chaos theory naturally. We've been approaching space all wrong. Instead of trying to make sense of cosmic horror, we should be embracing our inner cephalopod." The engineering department, led by Chief Derek Martinez, occupied what used to be the mall's largest department store. He had already converted 3 escalators into what he called probability displacement devices, and was in the middle of explaining how dad jokes could be weaponized using quantum mechanics. "You see, Major," he gestured to a complex holographic diagram while wearing a t-shirt that read, "Schrodinger's cat walks into a bar, maybe." The groaning effect of a perfectly timed dad joke actually creates a minor ripple in the space-time continuum. Stack enough of them together, and we can annoy an elder god to death. Thompson finished, actually impressed. "Better," Martins grinned. "We can make them question their life choices." The day's recruitment hit its peak when Dr. Sarah Jenkins, a theoretical physicist specializing in dimensional mathematics, arrived with a PowerPoint presentation entitled "Why Reality is Actually Just a Really Bad Sitcom." Her demonstration accidentally opened a small portal to another dimension, from which emerged what appeared to be a quantum uncertainty in cat form. "I call him Schrodinger's Chad," Jenkins announced proudly as the cat-like entity existed in multiple states of smug satisfaction simultaneously. "He's either the best or worst thing I've ever created, but we won't know which until someone observes him properly." By sunset, Thompson had assembled her core team. The mall's central courtyard, now dubbed Command Central, hosted their first official meeting. The fountain had been converted into what Martins called a probability bath, and someone had hung a banner that read humanity's Plan B. Make Plan A look sane by comparison. "Ladies and gentlemen," Thompson addressed her team, while Schrodinger's Chad quantum shifted between various comfortable positions on her desk. "In 40 hours, something from beyond space and time will finish its appetizer and move on to the main course of our sun. Traditional forces have failed. Logic has failed. Math has failed. Which means it's time for the humans to human, Anderson suggested, now balancing a quantum computer on his nose. Exactly, Thompson smiled. Our species looked at coffee beans and decided to make them into an energy drink. We invented Parker because walking wasn't exciting enough. We're the civilization that responded to the atomic bomb by making atomic-themed fashion. We're humanity's chaos mode, people. Let's show this cosmic horror why the rest of the universe finds us deeply concerning. As her team cheered, Thompson looked at the satellite feed of the solar-feeding entity. All right, you interdimensional cosmic nightmare, she muttered. Let's see how you handle Operation Weird Flex. In the background, Martinez was already teaching Schrodinger's Chad to play jazz on a quantum harmonica, while Williams drafted plans to weaponize internet cat videos. The Fukoff was officially operational, and the universe would never see it coming. The colony ship New Horizons carried 10,000 sleeping passengers when the tentacled horror emerged from the depths of space. Standard military protocols failed spectacularly. Missiles passed through its non-Euclidean geometry, and conventional weapons seemed to amuse it more than harm it. Well, Major Thompson observed from Fukoff's newly established command center, formerly Hot Topic. That's definitely a cosmic horror that skipped leg day. The entity twisted through space like a rejected screensaver design, its tentacles moving in ways that made geometry teachers cry. Dr. Mike Anderson, still wearing his quantum physics, more like quantum physicist shirt, pulled up a holographic analysis. It's operating on 17 different dimensional frequencies, absorbing matter through planes of existence we can't even perceive, and, he paused, squinting at the readings, apparently it's broadcasting a sense of existential dread on the same frequency as a Monday morning. Perfect, Thompson grinned. You know what beats Monday morning dread. Captain Williams looked up from where she was teaching Schrodinger's Chad to play 4D chess. Cat videos. Everything videos. Deploy protocol Weird Flex. The Fukoff team sprang into action with the coordination of a sugar-rushed marching band. Chief Martinez's probability displacement devices hummed to life, while Dr. Jenkins calibrated what she called the reality TV cannon, a device that could broadcast pure human chaos directly into higher dimensions. Starting with late 20th century infomercials, Anderson announced, typing furiously. Nothing says human chaos like people failing to use basic household items correctly. The cosmic horror paused its attack on the colony ship as the first wave hit. Through 17 dimensions, it watched humans struggle with blankets, fight with garden hoses, and catastrophically fail to crack eggs. Its tentacles twisted in confusion. It's working, Williams shouted. Its non-Euclidean geometry is trying to make sense of why humans need special devices to make salad. Thompson grabbed the command mic. Phase 2. Hit it with early 2020s TikTok trends. The entity's dimensions folded in on themselves as it was bombarded with sea shanty covers, choreographed dances, and increasingly bizarre challenges. Several of its eyes, assuming those were eyes, began to twitch. Phase 3. Thompson commanded. Deploy the ultimate weapon. Martinez flipped a switch labeled, In Case of Cosmic Horror, Break Reality. Through every dimensional frequency, on every possible plane of existence, they broadcasted humanity's most powerful creation, a perfectly curated compilation of cats knocking things off tables while making direct eye contact with their owners. The cosmic horror recoiled so hard it briefly existed in negative space. As it tried to process the pure, concentrated essence of human chaos, Dr. Jenkins noticed something extraordinary. It's leaving a comment, she said in disbelief, reading the psychic residue. In the universal language of cosmic entities, it says, what the actual UNTRANSLATABLE cosmic EXPLETIV is wrong with these beings. The entity retreated so quickly it left behind one of its tentacles, which continued to twist in geometrically impossible ways. Martinez immediately mounted it on the wall as their first trophy, adding a small plaque that read, "Found out status. Achieved." As the colony ship's passengers slept on, blissfully unaware of how close they'd come to becoming cosmic horror snacks, Thompson gathered her team for a debriefing. "Ladies and gentlemen," she announced, while Schrodinger's Chad quantum shifted between various victory poses, "we just made an elder being from beyond space and time ragequit. I'd say that's a successful first mission." Anderson raised his hand. "Should we be concerned that we just taught a cosmic horror about human internet culture?" "Too late." Williams pointed to her monitors. "It's already started a blog. The latest post is titled 10 Reasons Why Earth Should Be Quarantined. Number 7 will drive you insane." The tentacle on the wall continued to twist, now somehow forming a surprisingly decent recreation of the "this is fine" meme. Thompson made a note in the official mission log. Operation Weird Flex status. Successfully demonstrated why humanity should not be allowed unsupervised access to reality. As news of Fukoff's first victory spread across space, other cosmic horrors began sharing the story. The general consensus among eldritch beings was clear. Earth had weaponized its own ridiculousness, and that was somehow more terrifying than any conventional weapon could ever be. In the command center, Thompson was already planning their next mission. "Remember, folks," she told her team, "in a universe of cosmic horror, be the species that makes horror itself need therapy." Somewhere in the depths of space, a cosmic entity was trying to explain to its friends why humans found videos of people falling down stairs funny. It was not going well. The Galactic Council's emergency session began with a headache and showed no signs of improving. Representatives from 17 advanced civilizations gathered to discuss the latest human-induced crisis, the spread of what they termed tactical mimetic warfare. The humans have done what? The Centaurian ambassador's crystalline form flickered in distress. A holographic display showed footage of Fukoff's latest mission. Major Thompson's team was teaching a black hole to play jazz, using quantum harmonics and what appeared to be a collection of Earth's greatest musical mishaps. The black hole, against all known laws of physics, was developing a preference for bebop. That's not even the worst part. The Proximan delegate gestured with 3 of their tentacles. "Our scientists attempted to replicate their methods. We created our own version of their cat videos." The resulting footage showed their attempt. Highly sophisticated, mathematically perfect recreations of felines performing calculated acts of chaos. They had shown these to a cosmic horror that was threatening their mining colony. The horror's response: "Nice try, but this lacks the essential human quality of recording something going wrong and deciding it's even better than what was planned." Dr. Mike Anderson's report to Fukoff headquarters was interrupted by alerts about these alien attempts. "Major," he called out, while simultaneously teaching Schrodinger's Chad to play poker, "you need to see this. The Proximan Confederation just tried to weaponize perfectionism against an elder god." Thompson, who was reviewing footage of their latest success, determining a cosmic entity with nothing but a perfectly curated playlist of people failing at parkour, looked up with interest. How'd that work out for them? The elder god sent them a performance review. 2 stars out of 5, cited lack of authentic chaos as the main issue. Captain Williams wheeled her chair over, trailing a string of quantum probability strings she was using to teach octopi about interpretive dance. Should we be concerned that cosmic horrors are now rating defensive strategies like they're reviewing restaurants? Actually, Chief Martinez chimed in from his workstation, where he was calculating how to weaponize dad jokes across multiple dimensions. One of them started a podcast, Eldritch Yell, rating human defense systems. We're trending in the higher dimensions. The situation reached new levels of absurdity when the Sirius Star Empire, renowned for their logical approach to everything, attempted to create their own version of Fukoff. Their calculated response unit spent 3 months analyzing human memes, trying to distill them into a science. Their first deployment ended with their entire analysis team requesting emergency philosophical counseling after trying to understand why humans found pictures of beans in unusual places inherently funny. Back at FUKVOF headquarters, Thompson was dealing with an unprecedented situation. Fan mail from Cosmic Horrors. Dear Weird Ones, she read aloud to her team. Your recent deployment of what you call YouTube fail compilations has caused several of our kind to develop what you might call a binge-watching problem. Please send more, particularly the ones with shopping carts. Sincerely, the eternal void of screaming. But you can call me Steve. Dr. Jenkins looked up from her latest project, teaching quantum uncertainties to perform synchronized swimming. Are we concerned that we're basically turning Cosmic Horrors into social media influencers? Consider it cultural exchange, Thompson replied, watching as Schrodinger's chat attempted to recreate a viral dance trend while existing in 7 states simultaneously. Besides, have you seen their attempts to make their own content? A Cosmic Horror tried to make an unboxing video yesterday, somehow ended up adopting 3 black holes and calling them content creators. The impact of FUKOFF's success reached its peak when an ancient race of energy beings, known for their stoic observation of the universe, requested a consultation. Their message was simple: we have watched galaxies born and die, witnessed the dance of creation, and yet we cannot comprehend why your species responds to existential threats with something called trolling. Please explain. We offer knowledge of eternal cosmic truths in exchange for understanding why humans think putting googly eyes on things is peak comedy. Thompson's response was to send them a compilation of Vine videos with the note, "Understand this, and you'll understand humanity." 3 days later, the energy beings responded with their first meme. It was terrible, made no sense, and somehow perfectly captured the essence of human chaos. Thompson had it framed. As FUKOF's influence spread across the galaxy, even the most logical species had to admit, humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their strength, but their ability to make the universe itself say, "Wait, what?" and mean it sincerely. The warning came through FUKOF's emergency channel at 3 a.m. Earth time. A race of hyperdimensional mathematicians had decided that the universe was simply too messy and planned to solve everything, literally everything, using pure logic. The problem: their solution would effectively delete free will, chaos, and most importantly, cat videos from existence. So, Major Thompson addressed her team while eating a breakfast burrito, because some traditions never die. Any ideas how to stop beings who can calculate the exact momentum of every particle in the universe? Dr. Mike Anderson, wearing a t-shirt that read, "I put the fun in fundamental physics," raised his hand. We could show them flat Earth videos. The room fell silent. Even Schrodinger's Chad, who existed in a quantum state of both napping and breakdancing, paused mid-probability. Mike, Captain Williams started, then stopped. That's actually brilliant. We fight perfect logic with perfect nonsense. Operation Mindblown is now in effect, Thompson declared, hitting a button that made all the office's clocks run backwards. Let's show these mathematics nerds why humanity's greatest strength is our ability to believe absolutely ridiculous things with unshakable confidence. The hyperdimensional mathematicians had set up their universal calculation center in what they considered the most logical place in space, the exact mathematical center of the galaxy. Their massive computational arrays hummed with the power to reduce everything to pure equations. FUKOF's response began with Dr. Jenkins uploading a carefully curated collection of conspiracy theory videos directly into their data stream. The first one was a passionate 40-minute explanation of why birds aren't real. Their primary computation core just hiccuped, Martins reported, monitoring the readings. They're trying to calculate the statistical probability of an entire planet believing birds are government drones. Send in Phase 2, Thompson ordered. Anderson gleefully transmitted a compilation of videos proving the moon landing was faked, followed immediately by videos proving the moon itself was faked. The mathematicians' attempts to reconcile these conflicting theories with observable reality caused 3 of their quantum processors to start smoking. "They're sending a message," Williams announced. "Please explain how humans can simultaneously know the moon exists and believe it's a hologram. Should I tell them about the people who think Australia isn't real?" "Save that for Phase 3, Thompson grinned. "First, let's introduce them to the Flat Earth Society members who believe in gravity." The mathematicians' perfect logical systems began to show serious strain as they encountered human ability to hold multiple contradictory beliefs simultaneously. Their attempts to calculate how someone could be a certified pilot while believing the Earth was flat caused a cascading failure in their probability engines. But the killing blow came from an unexpected source. Schrödinger's Chad, tired of existing in quantum uncertainty, decided to help by sending the mathematicians his entire collection of internet conspiracy memes, including the ones suggesting that conspiracy theories themselves were a conspiracy. Their main computational array is having an existential crisis, Martins reported with glee. They're stuck in a logical loop trying to determine if their own existence is a simulation designed by lizard people. The final message from the hyperdimensional mathematicians read, Query: if nothing is real, how can we trust math? Additional query: are numbers a social construct? Final query: does anyone else feel like they're living in a simulation created by a species that invented both quantum physics and the idea that dolphins are secretly running the world's banking system? Thompson's reply was simple: welcome to humanity's level of existence. We've been asking these questions for centuries. Want to join our weekly existential crisis meetup? We have cookies, unless cookies aren't real. The aftermath report to the Galactic Council noted that the mathematicians had postponed their universal calculation project indefinitely. Instead, they had formed a philosophy club dedicated to debating whether anything actually exists, including themselves. Their latest thesis was titled Schrödinger's Reality. Are we all just characters in a story written by hyperintelligent space dolphins? Back at FUKGOFF headquarters, Thompson added another tally to their success board, while Anderson began preparing a presentation on why humans believe putting pineapple on pizza is either the best or worst idea in culinary history, with no middle ground. You know, Jenkins mused, watching Schrödinger's Chad try to determine if his laser pointer was real. We might be the first species to weaponize epistemological uncertainty. Nah, Thompson replied. We're just the first ones to realize that sometimes the best defense against perfect logic is perfect nonsense. Speaking of which, who's up for teaching quantum physics to flat earthers? I hear the mathematicians want to watch. The incident began when FUKOFF detected an entity of pure chaos manifesting near Jupiter's orbit. Standard procedures suggested immediate deployment of defensive measures. Instead, Captain Emily Williams had a different idea. Look at its energy signature, she pointed out during the emergency briefing. It's not hostile. It's channel surfing. The massive cosmic horror, a swirling vortex of impossible colors and reality-bending tentacles, was indeed sampling Earth's entertainment broadcasts like someone flipping through Netflix on a lazy Sunday. Well, Major Thompson mused, watching the entity pause particularly long on a reality TV marathon. They say keep your friends close and your eldritch abominations thoroughly distracted. Captain Williams, feel like introducing our new neighbor to some quality Earth entertainment. The first contact protocol involved Williams broadcasting a carefully curated playlist of Earth's most addictive shows. The entity's response was immediate. Its tentacles formed what appeared to be a cosmic couch, and its void black eyes multiplied to better watch multiple shows simultaneously. We're receiving a transmission, Dr. Jenkins announced, her quantum monitors flickering with otherworldly static. It's asking if Ross and Rachel were really on a break. Thus began the strangest cultural exchange program in human history. The cosmic entity, which they nicknamed Bob from accounting, due to its peculiar interest in workplace drama shows. became FUKOFF's first official extraterrestrial cultural ambassador. You have to understand, Williams explained to a bewildered Galactic Council, Bob's species experiences time non-linearly. Binge watching an entire series simultaneously across multiple timelines is their equivalent of a light snack. Bob proved to be an unexpectedly valuable ally. Other cosmic horrors, initially skeptical of humanity, started tuning in to what they called The Bob Show, a multi-dimensional broadcast where Bob explained human entertainment to other entities. Today's episode was interesting. Dr. Mike Anderson reported, monitoring the interdimensional frequencies. Bob spent 3 eternities explaining why humans find fail compilations funny. Half the Elder Gods are now running their own YouTube channels. Chief Martinez, meanwhile, had his hands full managing the technical side of this cultural revolution. The problem, he explained while adjusting the reality harmonics, is that when cosmic horrors get excited about a show final, they tend to accidentally create temporal paradoxes. The situation reached new heights when Bob discovered social media. The entity's first tweet, posted across 17 dimensions simultaneously, read, "Just watched all of human history at once. No spoilers, but the season final is going to be wild. Hashtag Humanitieslit, hashtag Cosmic Viewer, hashtag First Time Watcher." The FUKOFF office became an impromptu cosmic entertainment center. Schrodinger's Chad had to exist in extra states just to keep up with all the interdimensional viewing parties. Even the hyperdimensional mathematicians dropped by occasionally, though they still couldn't understand why humans found America's funniest home videos mathematically perfect. The thing is, Thompson explained during a late-night strategy session, we've accidentally solved the cosmic horror problem. They're too busy arguing about plot twists to bother with consuming planets anymore. She wasn't wrong. The latest intelligence reports showed a marked decrease in cosmic horror attacks, replaced by an unprecedented surge in extraterrestrial fan theories and reaction videos. A particularly ancient horror, known for devouring solar systems, had started a cooking blog inspired by human food shows. Bob's latest project is interesting, Williams announced one morning. It's creating a reality show called Keeping Up with the Cosmic Horrors. The pilot episode is just 15 different dimensions of entities trying to understand why humans take selfies. The unexpected success of their cultural diplomacy led to the establishment of the first intergalactic streaming service. Bob became its chief content curator, with a special talent for recommending shows across species barriers. Its algorithm somehow knew that beings of pure entropy would enjoy cooking competitions, while quantum anomalies had a surprising affinity for romantic comedies. "You know," Thompson remarked, watching Bob explain the concept of cringe comedy to a group of space-time anomalies. "When we started FUKOFF, I didn't expect our greatest weapon would be Netflix subscriptions." Jenkins looked up from her quantum tablet, where she was helping Bob set up a TikTok account. "The real cosmic horror was the friends we made along the way." "Exactly," Thompson grinned. "Now, who's going to explain to the Galactic Council why Bob wants to start a podcast about human meme culture?" In the background, Schrodinger's Chad existed in a quantum superposition of both facepalming and giving a thumbs up, somehow perfectly capturing the essence of FUKOFF's unconventional diplomacy. The warning came through Bob from accounting's personal interdimensional hotline. The Council of Elder Gods had convened for the first time in 17 billion years. Their agenda. Discussion topic number 1. The human problem, and why we should turn it off and on again. So, Major Thompson addressed her team while stress-eating a pizza with pineapple, because sometimes you need to embrace chaos. Apparently, we've annoyed the management upstairs. They're planning a universal reboot to remove what they're calling the human anomaly. Dr. Mike Anderson, wearing his Schrodinger's cat is alive and dead and planning world domination hoodie, raised his hand. Question: can we annoy them into submission like we did with everything else? Better, Thompson grinned. Operation Shitpost is now active. We're going to show these cosmic boomers why you don't try to delete the species that invented internet culture. The Council of Elder Gods manifested as a collection of impossible geometries in what they considered neutral territory, the space between spaces. Their first sign of trouble came when they detected an incoming transmission across all wavelengths of reality. What demanded the Elder God of eternal knowledge is a rickroll. Before they could process the concept, HFY Sci-Fi launched their full offensive. Captain Williams coordinated with Bob to broadcast the entire history of human memes directly into the cosmic consciousness. The Elder Gods witnessed everything from "all your base are belong to us" to "it's Wednesday, my dudes," in what felt like both an instant and an eternity. They're trying to make sense of Doge speak, Chief Martinez reported from his monitoring station. 3 of them have already started accidentally thinking in much very cosmic format. The Elder God of Infinite Wisdom made the tactical error of exploring something called NFTs. Its attempt to understand why humans would pay real money for digital pictures of bored apes caused a minor crisis of faith in the fundamental nature of value and existence. Dr. Jenkins, monitoring the quantum fluctuations, noticed something unprecedented. They're starting social media accounts. The Elder God of Chaos just made a TikTok profile. Their first video is them attempting the latest dance trend across 11 dimensions. Thompson's master stroke came in the form of what she called the ultimate weapon, a comprehensive compilation of every conspiracy theory humans had ever created, arranged in order of increasing absurdity and cross-referenced with conflicting evidence that somehow made them more convincing. Listen to this. Anderson read from the incoming transmissions. "Dear mortals, are birds actually real? We've been watching Earth for billions of years, and now we're not sure. Also, is Finland? Please advise. P.S. Is this what existential dread feels like?" The Elder Gods, beings who had witnessed the birth of galaxies and the death of universes, found themselves completely undone by humanity's capacity to simultaneously know something was false and believe it anyway. Their perfect cosmic consciousness couldn't handle the cognitive dissonance of flat Earth believers who were also astronauts. Schrodinger's Chad, sensing the moment, decided to help by sending them his personal collection of surreal memes. The resulting confusion caused 3 Elder Gods to start a podcast discussing whether reality itself was just an elaborate shitpost. Status update. Williams called out. The Elder God of Order just became a cryptocurrency evangelist. 2 others are arguing about whether we live in a simulation created by interdimensional hamsters, and the rest have started a Discord server to share deep-fried memes. The final message from the Council arrived via cosmic TikTok. Universe reboot postponed indefinitely. Currently busy trying to understand why humans find memes funny. Also starting a YouTube channel for unboxing videos of quantum singularities. Like and subscribe across all dimensional planes. Thompson's reply was simple. Welcome to the internet. Remember to touch grass occasionally, metaphysically speaking. In the aftermath, FUKGOFF had to establish a new department just to handle all the Elder Gods' social media inquiries. Bob from accounting was promoted to head of cosmic cultural integration, mainly because they were the only entity who could explain modern slang to beings older than time itself. You know, Thompson reflected, watching an Elder God try to explain the concept of vibe checks to the fundamental forces of the universe. Maybe the real cosmic horror was social media all along. Nah, Anderson replied, helping Schrodinger's Chad set up a streaming channel where he existed in quantum superposition of being both a gaming channel and a cooking show simultaneously. The real cosmic horror is that we've basically turned the Elder Gods into influencers, and somehow that's the most normal thing we've done all week. In the background, the Elder God of Infinite Wisdom was trying to explain to its followers why humans found pictures of beans in unexpected places so fundamentally hilarious. It was not going well, but they were having fun trying. 1 year after Operation Shitpost convinced the Elder Gods to become social media influencers, Major Jessica Thompson stood before the first graduating class of the Fukoff Academy. The converted shopping mall, now expanded into a multi-dimensional campus, hummed with the energy of both human and cosmic students eager to learn the art of weaponized weirdness. Ladies, gentlemen, entities, and beings of questionable dimensional existence, Thompson addressed the crowd while Schrodinger's chat existed in quantum superposition of all possible graduation caps. Welcome to the first graduation ceremony of what the Galactic Council is calling that school. Yes, Day 8-1. The audience was a sight that would have broken any normal reality checker. Bob from accounting floated proudly in the front row, now sporting a custom-made Earth tourist t-shirt that read, "I visited the third planet, and all I got was this reality-bending fashion choice." Several Elder Gods sat in the VIP section, live-streaming the event to their multidimensional followers. Dr. Mike Anderson, now Dean of Theoretical Nonsense, stepped up to present the curriculum overview. His presentation, titled, "Why Nothing Makes Sense, and That's Perfectly Fine," had become required reading across 17 dimensions. "Our first semester covers the basics," he explained while juggling quantum uncertainties. "Meme Theory 101, Advanced Shitposting, Practical Applications of Dad Jokes in Combat Situations, and of course, our most popular class, Why Humans Do That Thing They Do. Nobody knows, but it works." Captain Williams, heading the Department of Strategic Chaos, demonstrated the practical results. Her star pupils, a mix of humans and reformed cosmic horrors, performed a synchronized reality breach using nothing but perfectly timed Vine references and carefully calculated cringe comedy. The key, she explained as reality hiccuped in embarrassment, his understanding that humans are the only species that can make something so awkward that the universe itself wants to leave the room. Chief Martinez's engineering division had evolved beyond mere probability manipulation. His students had successfully weaponized every form of human entertainment, from creating defensive barriers out of concentrated sitcom laugh tracks to developing missiles that force targets to binge-watch entire seasons of reality TV shows. "Our latest breakthrough," he announced proudly, "is the meme accelerator. It can take any human inside joke and amplify it until it becomes a universal constant. We're still cleaning up from when someone tried it with loss." Dr. Jenkins led the Quantum Cultural Exchange Program, where humans and cosmic entities learn to understand each other through shared confusion about existence. Her current class was teaching a group of space-time anomalies about social media etiquette, while simultaneously helping human students grasp non-Euclidean geometry through interpretive dance. "Remember," she told her students as a tentacled horror practiced making reaction videos, "in this classroom, there are no wrong answers. Mainly because we've redefined the concept of wrong so many times that it's developed anxiety issues." The graduation ceremony reached its peak when Thompson unveiled the Academy's official accreditation by both Earth universities and the Cosmic Board of Higher Existence. The diploma, existing in 4 dimensions simultaneously, certified graduates as official practitioners of professional unprofessionally. "You are now entering a universe that has fundamentally changed," Thompson told the graduates. "A universe where cosmic horrors run successful YouTube channels, where Elder Gods debate meme formats, and where humanity's greatest defense isn't our technology or our weapons, but our ability to make the impossible laugh at itself." The ceremony concluded with what had become Fukoff's traditional graduation ritual. Every student and faculty member contributed to a massive coordinated shitpost across all known dimensions of reality. The resulting chaos was so perfectly orchestrated that it brought a terror to the many eyes of the Elder God of Infinite Wisdom, who was recording it all for their TikTok followers. As the celebrations wound down, Thompson found herself in her office, looking at the original Fukoff mission statement, now framed alongside Bob's first attempt at human meme creation, still terribly wonderful in its cosmic incomprehension. "You know," she mused to her team, gathered for one last meeting, When we started this, I thought we'd just be defending Earth. Instead, we've turned the entire concept of cosmic horror into cosmic humor. Better than that, Anderson replied, watching Schrödinger's Chad teach a baby chaos entity how to play jazz on a quantum harmonica. We've proven that in a universe of infinite possibilities, humanity's greatest power is our ability to make those possibilities do a double take. Outside, the Academy's new motto glowed in reality-bending letters. FUKOFF Academy. Because sometimes, the best defense is a good confusion. And somewhere in the depths of space, a newly graduated cosmic horror was explaining to its eldritch friends why humans found pictures of cats with bread on their heads fundamentally hilarious. They didn't understand, but they were learning, and perhaps that was humanity's greatest victory of all.